The world's religions have always offered humanity guidance, meaning, and a sense of connection. Yet among them, one of the youngest global faiths remains widely misunderstood. The Bahá'í Faith, founded in the 19th century, presents a vision centered on unity of God, unity of religion, and unity of humankind. It teaches that all major religions come from the same divine source and that humanity is entering a new stage of collective maturity. In this video, we'll explore the origins of the Bahá'í Faith, its core teachings, and its vision for a peaceful, just, and interconnected world. Whether you're curious about world religions, spiritual philosophy, or global harmony, this journey offers a thoughtful introduction to a faith built on hope, compassion, and the belief that humanity can rise above division. Who was Baha'u'llah? The Bahá'í Faith began with Baha'u'llah, who was born in 1817 in Persia. Known for his compassion and wisdom, he lived during a time of intense religious and political upheaval. Baha'u'llah declared that he was a messenger of God, part of the same spiritual lineage as Abraham, Krishna, Moses, Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad. His teachings challenged the rigid structures of his time, leading to imprisonment and exile across the Ottoman Empire. Despite hardship, he wrote extensively about justice, unity, and the spiritual evolution of humanity. Baha'u'llah's writings form the foundation of the Bahá'í Faith, offering a vision of a world where nations cooperate, prejudice dissolves, and humanity recognizes its shared destiny. His life story is not only historical but deeply symbolic, a journey of sacrifice for the sake of global unity. At the heart of the Bahá'í Faith is a simple yet transformative idea: humanity as one. Not metaphorically, not philosophically, literally one human family. Baha'u'llah taught that divisions of race, nationality, caste, and class are illusions created by history, fear, and misunderstanding. The Bahá'í writings emphasize that just as the earth is one home, humanity is one people, and our future depends on recognizing this truth. This principle calls for the elimination of all forms of prejudice and the creation of systems that reflect fairness and dignity for every person. In a world often fractured by identity and ideology, the Bahá'í vision invites us to imagine a global society built on cooperation rather than competition, and unity without uniformity. It's a call to see each other with new eyes. One of the most distinctive teachings of the Bahá'í Faith is progressive revelation, the idea that God has guided humanity through a series of messengers, each revealing teachings suited to the needs of their time. Krishna, Moses, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, and others are seen as chapters in a single spiritual book. Their messages differ in social laws but are united in spiritual purpose. Baha'u'llah taught that religion evolves just as humanity evolves, and that conflict between religions arises when people cling to outdated interpretations rather than recognizing the continuity of divine guidance. This perspective reframes religious diversity not as contradiction but as harmony. It suggests that humanity is ready for a new stage, one where spiritual truth is understood as universal, interconnected, and unfolding across ages. Long before gender equality became a global movement, the Bahá'í teachings declared that women and men are equal in every capacity. Baha'u'llah and his son Abdul-Baha emphasized that humanity is like a bird with two wings, one male, one female, and both must be strong for the bird to fly. The Bahá'í writings call for equal access to education, leadership, and opportunity, stating that the advancement of women is essential for world peace. This principle is not symbolic, it is practical and foundational. Baha'is believe that when women participate fully in society, families become healthier, communities become more just, and nations become more stable. Equality is not only a right but a spiritual necessity for humanity's progress. The Bahá'í Faith rejects the idea that science and religion must conflict. Instead, it teaches that they are two complementary systems of knowledge. one exploring the physical world, the other exploring meaning, purpose, and values. Science without spirituality can become destructive. Spirituality without science can become superstition. Together, they create a balanced understanding of reality. Baha'u'llah encouraged the pursuit of truth through reason, investigation, and open inquiry. This harmony is essential for solving global challenges such as climate change, inequality, and technological ethics. The Bahá'í perspective invites us to see scientific progress not as a threat to faith but as a continuation of humanity's search for truth. Education is a cornerstone of the Bahá'í vision for humanity. Baha'u'llah taught that every child, regardless of gender, wealth, or background, has the right to learn. Knowledge is described as a treasure that empowers individuals and uplifts communities. Equally important is the principle of independent investigation of truth. Baha'is are encouraged to question inherited beliefs, avoid blind imitation, and seek truth through personal reflection and study. This approach fosters humility, curiosity, and respect for diverse perspectives. In a world shaped by misinformation and polarization, the Bahá'í emphasis on education and independent thinking offers a path toward clarity and understanding. It reminds us that truth is not owned by any group but discovered through sincere effort. The Bahá'í Faith envisions humanity moving toward a global civilization, one that balances unity with cultural diversity. This does not mean a single world government controlling everything, but rather a system of cooperation where nations work together for the common good. Baha'u'llah called for collective security, economic justice, and the reduction of extreme wealth and poverty. He emphasized that peace is not merely the absence of war but the presence of fairness, opportunity, and shared purpose. Baha'is around the world engage in community-building efforts, focusing on service, consultation, and grassroots empowerment. The goal is not to convert others but to contribute to a world where every person can thrive. This vision reflects a belief that humanity is maturing and ready for a new era of unity. The Bahá'í Faith offers a hopeful message for a world facing deep challenges. Its teachings remind us that humanity is one family, that our spiritual traditions share a common origin, and that justice, equality, and compassion are essential for our collective future. Whether or not one chooses to follow the Bahá'í path, its principles invite reflection on how we live, how we treat one another, and how we imagine the world we want to build. As we conclude this exploration, consider the possibility that unity is not an idealistic dream but a practical necessity. The Bahá'í vision encourages us to act with purpose, to see beyond differences, and to participate in shaping a more peaceful and interconnected world. Thank you for your time. If you like this type of content, please feel free to like, share, and comment. Subscribe for upcoming videos.